Okay, friends. So, the cryptocurrencies, not Bitcoin and not Binance and not Ethereum. We're talking about XRP, XLM, Algorand, Jura Project, all of those, Quaint, the IS 222 coins, all of those are as a group, and they are called MENA. And we started receiving them in 2020. So I looked up 3 years in the Bible. Here we go. Leviticus 19:23. When you enter the land and plant all kinds of trees for food, then you shall count their fruit as forbidden. 3 years it shall be forbidden to you. It shall not be eaten. So we have crypto, but we can't take it out. It's forbidden because it's new. We can't figure out how to withdraw. We're not supposed to eat of the fruit until we're allowed to. So then 3 years later, I went up to Jerusalem and became acquainted with Cephas and stayed with him 15 days. At the end of every third year, you shall bring out all the tithe of your produce in that year and shall deposit it in your town. The tithe, meaning what you've earned from your stocks. And then you can share it with your town. Get it? Now, Abimelech ruled over Israel 3 years. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maacah, the daughter of Abijam. Okay, so we're still looking at the 3 years. There was a famine in the days of David for 3 years. We're pretty much in a famine. Year after year, David sought the presence of the Lord, and the Lord said, "It is for Saul and his bloody house, because he put the Gibeonites to death." See? So Gad came to David and told them and said to them, "Shall 7 years of famine come to you in your land, or will you flee 3 months before your foes while they pursue you?" Oh, we're going to see him flee, huh? "Or shall there be 3 days pestilence in your land? Now consider and see what answer I shall return in him this." So we could either get him in 3 days, or we could let him run around for 3 months causing havoc. Either 3 years of famine or 3 months to be swept away before your foes, while the sword of your enemies overtakes you, or else 3 days of the sword of the Lord. He's going to get them. Trump? Yeah. Even pestilence in the land, and the angel of the Lord destroying throughout all the territory of Israel. Now therefore consider what I answer. I shall return to him who sent me. But it came about at the end of 3 years that 2 of the servants of Shimei ran away to Achish, son of Maacah, king of Gath, and they told Shimei, saying, "Behold, your servants are in Gath," for the king had at sea the ships of Tarshish with the ships of Hiram. Once every 3 years, the ships of Tarshish came bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes and peacocks. Really? 3 years passed without war between Aram and Israel. That was when Trump was in. Then the king of Assyria invaded the whole land and went up to Shera and besieged it 3 years. Anyways, they strengthened the kingdom of Judah and supported Rehoboam, son of Solomon, for 3 years, for they walked in the way of David and Solomon for 3 years. Anyways, I'm telling you. Oh, here we go. But now the Lord speaks, saying, within 3 years, as a hired man would count them, the glory of Moab will be degraded along with all his great population, and his remnant will be very small and potent. All right. And the Lord said, even as my servant Isaiah has gone naked and barefoot 3 years as a sign, a token against Egypt and Cush. Trump. He was naked and barefoot as Biden took over. The king appointed them for a daily ration from the king's choice food and from the wine which he drank, and appointed that they should be educated 3 years, at the end of which they were to enter the king's personal service. Here we go. Therefore be on the alert, remembering that night and day for a period of 3 years I did not cease to admonish each one with tears. Then 3 years later, I went up to Jerusalem to become acquainted with Cephas and stayed with him 15 days. And he said to the vineyard keeper, behold, for 3 years I have come looking for fruit on this fig tree without finding any. Cut it down. What does it even use? Okay, so the old fig tree is a financial system, and it's not going to make fruit around, is it April 1st or May 11th? It's not going to make fruit, and they're going to cut it to the ground. Woohoo! Here we go, friends.